What is up, everybody? I believe we are live. Thank you for tuning in. People haven't tuned in yet, but this will also be on the podcast. So thank you for tuning in, whether you're listening on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you're listening, or if you're watching live, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, all the places that I am live. I have a cool guest today, Daniel Zillmer from PackersHistory.com. But before we get into that, I want to talk about Quick Trip a little bit. This is actually something that's really exciting about Quick Trip. Now you can order food on the app, on like your Quick Records Quick Trip app, and then you just go to the store and boom, your food is there. It's hot, fresh, it's ready. All right, so you use your Quick Rewards app. You can order food, and eventually you'll be able to pay on the app too. It's going to be awesome, dude. I love that idea. I think Quick Trip, that's some genius stuff there. But appreciate Quick Trip sponsoring the show. All right, we're having a good time here, people. Let's add Daniel to the stream here. Shout out to Daniel. What is up tonight, my man?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Matt?
I am doing good, actually. I am feeling good. Having a few beers. Had a long day at work. I haven't been live in a little bit because I went on vacation. And then I didn't feel good that week after my vacation. Like I had to like relax from my vacation because there's a lot of thinking going on. But yeah, so I don't think I did a live all last week, which I haven't done in like forever. But there's not a lot to talk about besides the drama. And I try to avoid the drama, but it sucks me in. But I want to say what's up to some people who are watching live. What up, Mark Dayton? Cheers to you, my man. Yeah, look, right here, Packers Productions. Quick Trip is the best place in the Midwest, and that is so true. I mean, I think it's the best place in the world, but I haven't been all throughout the world. But I'm just taking a guess that that's a good thing. So, anyways, how you doing, my man?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm feeling good after a long weekend. You have a good Memorial Day weekend?
I didn't really do much. Friday night, I got really intoxicated, and then after that, I don't remember anything until like Saturday afternoon, and then my wife got me watching Friends, so I binge watched that for a lot of the weekend. I never watched Friends. I'm a Seinfeld guy, from the 90s.
Sure.
And I never watched Friends, but it's actually a solid show. Now they got the reunion. That's why she was watching it, because the reunion's coming up. She wanted to be refreshed. My wife watches a lot of old stuff, but I was locked into Friends, so I know a lot of people will judge me on that, but I think Friends, Joey, how you doing? I like that. Anyways, let's talk about some Packers. All right, enough with Friends talk. All right. So first of all, you've been tweeting a lot about Devonte Adams lately, and I thought it was an interesting stat, which I should have screenshot and put on the screen here. That'd have been really a smart podcasting thing to do, but I didn't. But Devonte Adams last year had more multiple touchdown games than Donald Driver has his whole career. Is that a real stat?
It is 100% true. Yeah, Driver had 4 of those in his career, and Adams had 5 last season. That's unbelievable.
Amazing. And that's not. I don't bring this up to take a shot at Donald Driver. Everyone loves Donald Driver. He's one of the fan favorites of like
all-timer.
Yep. Yeah. But that just says like what Devonte Adams is like. Devonte Adams is just different. I mean, and he doesn't. Donald Driver played a lot of his career. I wouldn't like he played a long time, but he had a lot of good people around him, like receivers. So there's more options. Like especially if you think about like the highlight years, he had a lot of guys around him that were good. Devonte, I wouldn't say he has. I love me some MVS. I love me Lazard, but it's not,
not the same.
Yeah. They had an elite group back then. But I mean, he played for a long time, so he played when there wasn't. Anyways, Donald Driver's a man. But so how good is Devonte Adams? Like, what does that say about him?
The best thing you can say about Adams in this point in time is that he's for the first time since Sterling Sharp, the Packers legitimately have the best wide receiver in the league, widely accepted. They haven't had that. They've had, list all the great wide receivers between Sharp and Adams, Robert Brooks, Antonio Freeman, Driver, who we mentioned, Greg Jennings, Jordy. There's so many, but none of them were particularly close to the best in the league. Adams is. Like, he's a peer of Sterling Sharp historically, which is the greatest compliment you can give a wide receiver in Packers history.
Well, I think in a lot of his, like, I think Packer fans respect Sterling Sharp more than other fans, but Sterling Sharp was an outstanding receiver. Like, if he didn't have his career coach, talked about this. I love Sterling Sharp. But yeah, like Devonte Adams is different. Like Devonte Adams, people talk about, well, what if he didn't have Rodgers? Well, he didn't. He had
that's a perfect point.
And he still had 10 touchdowns that year, right? Because I don't think I forget what the record was. There was some kind of record a few years ago of receivers that had 10 touchdowns or more consecutively. And Adams was one of those guys. And one of those years, he did not have Rodgers. And he's still,
that's the whole talk. People are like, he's not going to – I saw someone responded to me today. They're like, well, he's not going to be anything once Rodgers is gone, if he's gone. Yeah, he will. He was a star with Brett Hundley throwing to him. So what else do you need to know? Like he's going to be a centerpiece of this franchise with or without. Whether it's Rodgers or Love, Adams is going to be there without a doubt.
Yeah, that's one of the questions because I ask questions on Facebook, Instagram, and so I have a lot of questions, more questions than I usually have. I just was like screenshot and everything. We're gonna go through this because I want to know the feel because I want to talk about this real quick because I don't like talking about drama. All right, but Colin Cowherd, he's irritating me right now because like more than normal because I don't watch his show, but I follow him on Facebook, so I see a lot of the clips. I don't even watch the clips. I just see the title and I'm like, he just drives because I feel like he's trying to speak. Colin Cowherd is trying to speak for Packer fans, saying that Packer fans are fed up with Aaron Rodgers the fans would choose the team, but the fans thought that we'd all back him up, but they're not. But dude, no one is turning on Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to say no one because I see a lot of fans who, comment this and that, but majority of the fan base, because to me, it's not about picking Aaron Rodgers or the Packers because I'm a Packer fan through and through. Like, I was a Packer fan before Aaron Rodgers, will be a Packer fan after. But that doesn't mean that you have to like side with this or that. Like I don't know like the inside conversation. So I'm not siding with anyone. I just hope he's back. I think he will be. I don't think that they'll trade him. I don't think he'll retire. The only other option is he's going to play. Aaron Rodgers is not going to sit out. But that's not even why I said that. It just irritates me that Colin Cowherd thinks he could speak for Packer fans. Like, dude, he does not pulse on the fan. And I'm not acting like I know what every fan thinks. And, I think there's some on every side. But, like, dude, you're on TV. You're doing your thing. You don't know the pulse of Packer fans. You're not, part of Packers Twitter. You're not, like, talking to all these people. Dude, you're just maybe going off comments, and I don't even read comments. So I don't think he has any idea. He's just spewing crap. And, he can go,
Yeah.
I don't like him.
It's rough. It is kind of annoying. Like anybody that they have like a simple answer to this thing is just they're being disingenuous to the truth. Like it is complicated. We want Rodgers back. We want to win. We just want it to be over. We're not picking sides like they all want us to do. You know what I mean? I want Gutekunst there. I want Rodgers there. I want them all there.
Yep. It just drives me nuts when someone like, all big or whatever, he's not talking to Packer fans. Like he's definitely talking to more like one or two he might run into. But like, what I mean? Like I'm not pretending like I am either. I'm just saying like exactly what you said. People don't know everything. So I don't know how you can make a decision or like a judgment. Like all the people, like I see a lot of people who are mad at Rodgers. Like, what has he done? He didn't show up for voluntary minicamp. That's basically all he did. I mean, I get like he's on vacation, videos are popping up. It's not his doing, but I'm sure he knows about it.
Yeah.
But, I'm not saying he's perfect, but I don't know. I would probably doing that same thing. If it was me, I'd probably be on my channel. So
yeah.
I'd be popping champagne bottles. No, I don't know. I think that I'm not too concerned about it. Like if he shows up on June 8th and everything just goes and keeps it moving, then like this is like a story that should never have been. Everybody's like, oh, okay, it's nothing, which I think is going to happen. I mean, I have no like inside info, he didn't respond to any of my DMs on Instagram.
He hasn't yet, huh?
No,
not yet.
Not even seen one of them, but anyways, I want to get into some of these questions, but like, yeah, so that's one of the reasons. So like historically, I want to ask about Devonte Adams, and then we'll move on to like some of the questions or whatever. But where does Devonte Adams to you rank like in NFL or Packer history? Like where do you?
Yeah. So before I give away that answer, I'll kind of get into this too. If he just averages 10 touchdowns over the next 4 seasons, he's going to pass Don Hudson for most touchdown receptions in Packers history.
That's wild.
Unbelievable. He's 4 years of 10 touchdowns. He scored 18 last year. So I mean, it's unbelievable. Like Jordy Nelson's second team history was 69. Don Hudson has 99.
Yeah.
And just 4 more average seasons for those would actually be disappointing seasons for Adams. 4 more disappointing seasons, and he'd have the all-time record. So that's the kind of the history he's flirting with. But yeah, here, I'll run this by you. The other half of the site and me, my co-founder of the site, we updated our top 10 Packers wide receivers of all time earlier this month.
All right.
And I'll lay the land here. So our top 10 of all time would be 10, Greg Jennings, one of the most skilled wide receivers in Packers history. Had he stayed with the team, he'd be way higher. I mean, just way higher. Number 9, Boyd Dowler, Bart Starr's favorite receiver, his most productive receiver. Number 8, Billy Houghton, the star in the 50s, came on super strong. Number 7, Antonio Freeman, probably my favorite wide receiver of all time, just because how old I was when watching him. He was the man. Number 6, Jordy Nelson. The fact that he's 6th is insane because of how good he was. Number 5, this is going to hurt some people, but Donald Driver. Like you said, he's an all-time fan favorite, but I can't have him any higher as far as literal, like how good you were as a wide receiver. And then this is where our man comes in. Number 4, Devonte Adams. I think he's past Driver as far as a wide receiver in a Packers uniform.
I actually agree with that, and I love me some Donald Driver.
Mm-hmm.
I think Donald Driver is a lot of reasons, why Devonte is as good as he is, and why a lot of the guys came after. Even the guys who, because like what it is like I felt like Donald Driver taught all these guys, Jordy Nelson, James Jones, like all these guys, like you don't go down. You don't go down. You get those extra yards. They used to always talk about that. So he taught those guys. Those guys are teaching the next guys. I think that's huge. Like because Donald Driver was obviously a huge leader for a lot of those receivers while he was playing, and I think he taught a little bit. I mean, not that Devonte Adams is going to be Devonte Adams probably no matter who he played with.
Mm-hmm.
I think Donald Driver was great for those younger receivers at that time.
Yeah, he helped. He set the culture of those guys.
Yeah, exactly.
He really did. Like he was that. And the other thing is that he's the only guy that caught. I think the stat is like he's the only guy that caught 20 touchdowns from Favre and Rodgers. So he bridged the gap there too of the 2 quarterbacks as well. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Dude, that's actually really interesting because I think whenever people ask him about Favre and Rodgers, like when all that was going down, I think he was just always just like, I don't want to talk about it. Like
he stayed out of the drama for sure.
Yeah, I know that there's some quotes people try to pull up that Driver said, but I think he was misquoted. But trying to like say he was talking bad about Rodgers, but I don't think he actually did. But I know that Colin, the turd. He used that quote against someone time to try to say he was saying,
sure.
But I don't believe it. Anyways, but I think it's interesting that Driver played with both. I mean, everyone knows that, but like played a good amount with both of them too.
Yeah, a good amount. Yeah, exactly. So Adams number 4. Number 3, we have James Lofton, Hall of Famer. But Adams is coming for him also.
Yeah,
coming fast for Lofton there. Number 2, Sterling Sharp, should be in the Hall of Fame. We've gone over that. And then obviously number 1, Don Hudson, everyone knows that. So
I think that I actually think that's a great list. Even if I didn't, I wouldn't say it because you have so much more knowledge on Packers history than I do. So who the hell am I to tell you? No, but Don Hudson. The thing with like Don Hudson and comparing them, like obviously, like you're not that's just your all-time list or whatever, which I agree with. But like people try to compare like these old timers with the new age guys, and to me, it's just impossible. Like you can't like discredit the guys who played when there wasn't as many games and there wasn't a big or whatever the reason that they try. Like in quarterbacks, like yard wise, like they didn't throw it as much, but like right. So like you got to put them all together because like when you're making a list, but like at the same time, like you can't compare Bart Starr to like Peyton Manning or Aaron Rodgers or these who flung it around the field because that just wasn't the case back then.
You got to compare them in the context of how they were against their peers, against their opponents.
Yeah,
you know, that's how well did they dominate their peers versus how well did these guys dominate their peers. And I think if you look at it through that lens, you can get a little closer. But you're right. I mean, obviously, Adams would run circles around anyone from those days, and
that's
the way it is.
Like you can't compare it because Devonte Adams playing against a corner in 1963, like that corner is going to be he's going to do as well as I would right now, maybe a little bit better. But like they weren't used to guys doing magician stuff, so like, obviously Devonte Adams be open every single time. These guys had second jobs a lot of times.
Imagine Devonte Adams doing his little like shimmy off the line. Like he would score a touchdown every time he touched the ball because he'd be wide open.
Yeah. So you can even like running backs. I think it's probably similar, probably better blocking nowadays than there was back then because there's like a whole art to it. And there's like a science to like blocking how they do it. Right. But yeah, I think running backs back then, you run over someone, you run them over, today. I think it's anyways.
You're probably right on that.
Yeah, I think running back's probably the closest to like what it is today. I mean, but back then, like I don't know, I couldn't imagine playing just a leather helmet. They probably don't put their head down as much as the guys do today.
Exactly right. Yeah.
So let's get some of these comments. I appreciate everyone who's tuning in live. Mark Deaton doesn't miss a show. He's saying no Don Beebe.
I like it.
Don Beebe. Anyways, let's get to some of these questions. Where are they? Okay, they're over here. All right. I have a whole bunch of questions here.
Nice.
Let's get to the first one here. Do you think that all the good receivers not shown to OTAs was orchestrated through Aaron Rodgers? I'll let you go first on that because
I don't think so. I think some of the guys that didn't show up are at risk of not making the team. So I don't think it's that. I think there's a little bit of pressure from the NFL Players Association telling guys, hey, don't show up. We don't want to have to show up for this. We want it to be, voluntary. Don't show up. So I think it's more like solidarity with the players union. But with that said, it kind of, I could see how the narrative got, how people started talking about it because all of them were gone. But I mean, Funchess and Lazard, they're not locks to make the team. They're both very good players, but you'd think they wouldn't put risking not making the team, just to stand in solidarity with Rodgers. I don't buy that, but it's possible, I guess.
Yeah. So like, and my thing is like, if they did, which I don't think they did, but let's say it was solidarity, like, and you're talking about like certain guys aren't guaranteed to make the team.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like they would have to truly believe Rodgers is coming back because if you do that, you're standing up. I think this is my guy. And if he's not here, I'm not here. And then they gets traded. You're like, because like I just don't think that. And Rodgers wouldn't want them to do that. Like you're not,
Oh yeah, and they don't have the money that Rodgers has. So
yeah. So I don't think that they would do that. People are looking out for their own best interest. But like you said, like Tom Brady, there's a quote going around earlier this season or whatever it was that to not go to voluntary OTAs. Like the NFL union doesn't want guys, or at least the people who are speaking on it, they don't want guys going to these. So like some guys went, some guys didn't. Like I don't really care. Like Favre skipped a lot of these. Brady has skipped them. Like just because guys ain't there doesn't mean they ain't working. I guarantee you, MVS, all these guys are working. Like they're, Rodgers is in Hawaii. I don't. He might be home by now. I don't know. I haven't seen him lately. But but like these wide receivers are working. Like they understand when they do get to camp because like. I saw a lot of people talking about like, will the coaches and will they judge them on that? And like,
the grudge, yeah.
I think if they go to camp and they're looking good, they're like, they're running good routes, they're doing all the things, they're fit, they're all the things that they're supposed to be doing, then they're gonna be like, all right, we're good to go. Now, if they are sluggish and they are out of shape or they just suck and then I think that'll hold. But that would anyways. Like if,
Probably, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if I go to my job and I suck that day, my boss is going to have some opinions. Usually doesn't know when that happens, though. I have a different type of job. But
you can hide it a little better when you're not getting paid millions of dollars, right?
yeah. No one really cares what I got going on over here. All right, we got another question here. This one is from Zach. It says, how do the Packers get Julio Jones? And if they do, how fast will the Aaron Rodgers narrative switch from Rodgers wants out to why would he want to leave? So, like, do you even think that? Because, like, I know my thoughts on this, but do you even think that there's a possibility that Julio Jones would be sporting a G on his helmet?
No.
Me neither. I don't know. First of all, his contract's ridiculous, and I get why people are saying it. And I think in Madden it'd be outstanding if you can make that happen. Like, can you imagine Julio and Devonte on the other side? Like,
they would. The funny part is, like, yeah, they probably would win the Super Bowl. I mean, how would you possibly stop that?
Yeah, you couldn't, because like, what are you doing? Even though Julio is older in age, but he's still and he's still
he's in good shape.
Yeah. So, but like, it's not just a trade. It's like what the cap. The Packers are screwed right now. They're trying everything, and like I think that they've extended everyone who they can extend besides Devonte Adams and Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
They're tapped out. Like that's like when you're tight on funds, you send the water bill to the to like your car payment, you send your car payment to the water company. That way they can't cash. And like, oh, it was a mistake. I saw that on Roseanne. That was a good
episode. Checks in the mail. I don't know what happened. Yeah.
No, but like they've extended themselves as much as they can. I just don't, and I'm not like a big cap guy. Like I'm not smart like with the cap. So like, I don't know, but like everyone I've seen that was smart said like Julio, like, that couldn't happen.
Yeah, like the Falcons would have to retain so much of his salary, and why would they do that?
They have the draft picks, yeah, and the Packers aren't going to do that. No. All right, so but yeah, I think it's a great question, but in my opinion, I don't see it happen. It's fun to talk about. Yeah, like, I just don't envision it. Like, let's say I'm not a cap guy, so maybe there's some cap guru out there saying, "Hey, we can make it happen if they did this and that." Yeah, but I ain't that guy. I'll get him on my podcast one day though. But let's jump over here to the next one. We got Kelly. How old were you at your first game, either TV or stadium? This was a fun question, because not all questions got to be all crazy. We can. So how old were you, like, when you watched, like, when you remember watching your first Packer game? Like, were you just born into it? Because, like, that's kind of my deal. Or, like, did you catch it later in life?
Yeah, completely born into it. Wasn't forced into Packers fandom, as I grew up in a couple different states. But it was just obvious that I was going to choose the Packers. That's like, it's what my dad had put on the TV. That's the jerseys we had around the house. That's the hats I had. So it was I was probably about 5 years old, and I didn't, don't know anything about football. When you're 5, you don't know much about anything. But I knew that, like, Reggie White and Brett Favre were gods. I just knew that. You're just like, there's something different about that man. So that's like, yeah.
You're kind of young then, right?
Yeah. So I would have been like, I think, when they signed Reggie, I would have been like 3 or 4.
Wow.
But I remember, like at age 5 and 6, that those two being the dudes, him and Favre.
Yeah, because that makes me feel very old. That's why I kind of dazed off there. But I was like, I know. You look good. But I thought you were a little bit older than that, I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, so you didn't, where did you grow up? Like, were you in Wisconsin?
No, I was born in Wisconsin, so I got the cheese flowing through my veins. But no, I lived in Pittsburgh when I was really young, and then I grew up in Michigan.
Oh, all right.
So a lot of Lions fans. So
yeah. What do you do? You know what I mean?
Feel bad for them.
No, but like, yeah, like for me, like I was born in Wisconsin. Like, it was just kind of like my first game. Like, they always made jokes like all the kids came home with like Packer onesies. So like, we didn't have a choice in my family. Like, there was no choice. We had a Bears fan next door, and I used to be friends with him. He wasn't allowed over on Sundays. Like, he got yelled at extra. He slammed the door. And I was like, I guess what's slamming the door? And he was like my best friend. But yeah, like, dude, in my family, like there was no choice. The same thing like with my kids. It's not a choice. We're watching the Packers. If you have anything negative to say, then just get out. I don't care. I'll kick anyone out. But yeah, so like my first guy I watched on TV, I don't even know, because it was always on TV. But I didn't go to a Packers game actually till an adult. It was my first game was a Panthers game, and I was so stoked. The Packers, isn't that? It rained sideways, all sideways. Like rain was hitting you, like going in your ear. It was so cold. It was like between rain and snow kind of thing. And the Packers lost. Steve Smith ran, he caught like 300 yards receiving. I don't know what it was, but Steve Smith had a good game. Like I remember thinking like, oh, this field isn't as big as it seems, especially when Steve Smith goes streaking by for a touchdown.
Yeah.
Like it was a bad game. We couldn't get out. We didn't know. Like we were parked in a bad spot. We were waiting to get onto the road for like an hour it seemed, but it was a great time. Like we did a lot of drinking, dude. Even when the Packers lose, it's still a good time. Except when it like sleets, like it was that day, it's not as fun. Like we were frozen. Like we were like, yeah. But it was a good first game. It set the bar where it needs to be. Like, hey, when you go to Lambeau Field, things might get real. The players are battling on the field, but we're battling in the stands too.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't wear the right shoes. We only got one pair of socks. We didn't put
soaking through. Yeah.
We didn't put a bread bag underneath our shoe like we should have. Like Mom taught us when we were young. But no, that was my first game. I was an adult. Like we didn't go to Packer games as a kid. Like we watched my TV. We did all the things, but like we're just going off. This isn't that 70s show, we can. Let's get to the next question here. All right, we got Jack. He said, who's going to be your favorite rookie to watch in 2021? I thought this was a fabulous question to bring up because my favorite rookie, Amari Rodgers, is my guy. I just have a good feeling about him. He seems I wouldn't say like Randall Cobb-ish, but like how they'll use him. Like I don't know how he is like physically. Like I'm not a historian, but no, I'm not an expert. But it seems like he's a slot receiver. Like I think they can use him in a lot of different ways. Mm-hmm. So, first of all, what do you think about Amari Rodgers, and who is your guy if it's not Amari Rodgers?
Yeah, no, love the Rodgers pick. That was awesome. I probably go toward Eric Stokes. Just imagine if he hits, and then you have him on one side and Alexander on the other. I mean, that could be Devonte Adams and Julio Jones, but on the other side, like that would be unreal if he hits. So I'm really excited to see that. Love his speed, obviously, but no, I'm intrigued by Rodgers too. Like Amari, he's built like a running back. He has a running back build, but he's obviously just incredibly. He can catch. That's kind of similar to Cobb. I mean, Cobb did it all. And we've been missing that element for sure. Like the Packers drafting, the certain pedigree of a wide receiver. Like you have to be 6'2". Yeah. It's kind of nice they broke from that mold finally because I think the offense needs it, honestly.
Yeah, I think like I say, I'm not a scout. Like I don't watch film like a lot of these guys on Twitter do, but I watch them who watch film.
Sure, yeah. Exactly.
I watch the smart people, right? Excuse me. But so like, I'm stoked. Everyone said that the same thing. He's built like a running back. He can do so many different things. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited. And talking about Stokes, because I'm stoked for Stokes. That's going to be a shirt. It's not already. I'm working on it.
That's definitely a shirt. Come on, that's awesome.
But I'm excited because if he hits, like you said, first of all, like when we talked about Donald Driver, how he taught Jordy Nelson, like he taught like this culture. So Jair, I think he's got that swagger, probably more in Driver when you talk about swagger because he's young too and he's having a good time. But he could teach all that he knows and then kind of teach. I love Jair, like how his attitude is. He's kind of I know a lot of people might not like it, like the older folks. I'm not old, see, but but I like that. I like that. Like he's having a good, he talks a little bit. I think you should talk. Like if you're that guy, and it's all in fun, like what I mean. But like if he can bring that down and show and like be a leader, say, hey, this is what you got to do here, there's and there. Like, dude, Stokes, if we have two top corners that can not make the NFC Championship game happen, like, and then I don't like drill on Kevin King because I think like overall he's like a lot of people like trash or whatever. He's a good player. that day was not ideal. I think because of him, maybe a little bit because of the scheme, like what should have happened. Maybe I don't know, but
he's playing hurt too. I mean, like cut him some slack. Like I don't know.
And it wasn't just him, but that was the play that I remember the most.
Oh yeah.
Before halftime, I was yelling. The halftime was not a good time at my house. I was so mad because a touchdown before half like that, like even playing Madden, like when I used to play Madden, that would happen to me a lot. And I would just, because I suck at Madden, but I would just be like, dude, it's like, it's kind of like a kickoff for a touchdown or a punt for a touchdown.
Yeah.
It's a gift. It should not have happened. It's going to turn the game. Anyways, I don't want to talk about that again. I go down these roads.
That horrible game.
Dude, it hurts. It hurts still. Let's get to the next question here. All right, we got Robbie. I'm interested in the starting inside linebacker position. Who do you think wins in camp this year? I'm gonna give that one just to you because I don't know enough about it.
Yeah, Chris Barnes all the way. That kid, so we kind of do a running thing at our site too. We kind of track like who we think are going to be the future captains of this team, like looking far down the road. And on the offensive side of the ball, it's Elton Jenkins. Like that kid's a captain. He's a captain material. On the defensive side of the ball, Chris Barnes is our choice. Like I think he's going to win the job in a walk. I think it's his defense. Honestly, the way he can. We haven't had a linebacker that can read plays in real time in forever. Like I like Blake Martinez. A lot of people were down on him. I know you like Blake.
Yeah.
He wasn't the best at diagnosing plays right away. He made up for it a lot of the time, but Barnes can diagnose a play like nothing. He can shoot gaps, and we haven't had that. So I think it's his defense. I think he's the middle linebacker, and I like Kamal Martin too. I think gives some good depth. I don't think Oren Burks is ever going to see the field. Has he been on the team for like 12 years now, and he hasn't started? So I think Chris Barnes is going to be the man. I'm excited to see him grow.
Yeah, I'll just say I agree because I don't know enough to be like I'm a little buzzed up. I actually do like Oren Burks though because I think he's a good dude. Anyways, but like, yeah, I think that the linebacker position, like we're like defense as a whole, I think we're in a better position this season than we were last season. Because I know that's actually one of the questions on here. Okay, I already did that one. All right, so Russell says, personally, I feel that we have the talent at wide receiver and tight end. My question is, has anyone been able to see Jordan Love run the team and have heard of any true progression on the Aaron Rodgers situation? So let's just ask you this, all right? From like what you've seen on Twitter, because you're a Twitter guy, you're on Twitter a lot, and a lot of people talk on Twitter. The beat writers who are actually watching them. What is your thoughts on Jordan Love? Because I see a lot of people saying like, because I don't like watch press conferences all the time. Like,
yeah,
I try to catch the highlights. They're very boring to me, but they're very long. You know what I mean? But
they're long, yeah.
So I catch the highlights. People post the important stuff. The Packers.
Right.
So is Jordan Love looking any good? Like from what you see, like I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, he doesn't look good." Like I see some people say, "Well, today he was throwing some, rocket balls out there. He was having a good time." So, what are your thoughts on Jordan Love?
Well, they're not really letting him heave the ball, and that's his like strength. Like he's got an arm, like he's got a Mahomes-esque arm. Like he's just got an absolute cannon. But they're kind of, they're keeping him restrained, and I don't know. He's hitting they show him hitting the little
the net.
The net. He's hitting the net good.
Yeah, last year he missed the net and it went viral.
Yeah, so I mean, at least his accuracy seems better, but I'm a guy that like none of his receivers are out there. He's in shorts. Doesn't really excite me one way or the other. Like you can't get too high or too low this time of year. Like if you look at him and you say, "Oh, he looks horrible," you're overreacting. If you say, "Oh, he looks amazing," you're overreacting. So I kind of leave it somewhere in the middle. And
yeah, you know where my middle is? I have no idea.
Yeah.
Like even if I could be on the sideline, I could be standing next to Matt LaFleur watching Jordan Love practice. I still would say I have no idea because, like you said, for those reasons, his receivers ain't out there. There's not, it's good. Like I'm sure the coaches know what to look at, and they're like, "All right, he's doing this well. His arm is doing that, or whatever type of throwing motion, like all those things." But like this early, like you don't know. Preseason game, I think we'll learn a lot.
I'm really excited for that. Yeah.
The fans will learn a lot. I'm sure the coaches will learn a lot. The coaches will learn more.
Yeah.
They tend to know more about the stuff than we do.
A little bit.
but yeah, like Jordan Love, like exactly what you said. People are too down or too up. I mean, I don't think many people are too up. I think a lot of people are way too down. Like you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like we'll see like how it when he's needed. I don't think it'll be anytime soon, or at least not this season. But yeah, like dude, I can't wait for preseason. I've never said that before.
Yeah.
And it meant not just preseason, because like a lot of times people say I can't wait for preseason because the season's coming up next. But I can't wait to watch a preseason football game with Jordan Love starting quarterback.
Yeah.
Like yo, I'm going all in on preseason. We're gonna have post game shows. We're doing the whole thing.
I'm so excited to see how he carries himself.
Oh yeah.
And then that's the other big thing is even more than that, I want to see how his teammates respond to him. That's the real, like, do they have confidence? Do they look like they believe in him? Like, that's going to answer a lot of questions for us, I think.
Well, yeah, because when guys want to play for you, like, I don't know how much we'll see on that because it's not like TV show, but but yeah, like we'll see. Like, you know, I don't know. I'm stoked for preseason. Anyways, let's get on to the next question here. We got a few more. Matt, where's the best place to watch any game in Green Bay? Week 3 road trip from Arizona. Hey, welcome to Green Bay, Michael. All right, come week 3, coming from Arizona. He's got a little road trip going on. So, have you ever been to Green Bay and not been at the game? Like, because I know, like, you know, you moved away or whatever from Wisconsin.
Right. So, if I'm ever in Green Bay during a game and I'm not going to the game, I'm generally going to be at my sister's house. I love watching games from a couch. I just do. I have more fun than like at a bar. So this isn't so much of my my realm. But if I was ever there and I had to watch like an away game, like you said, in Green Bay, that stadium view, I guess, is where you'd find me. Just because so many people talk about it.
So Michael, he asks, where's the best spot to watch a game? Apparently it's at Daniel's sister's house. So
yeah, I'll tell her.
You can just DM him later and then you guys can link up and
exactly.
No,
he makes great food, so it'll be a good time.
Well, I didn't get the invite, but Michael, you're welcome. No, but I think that, like you said, stadium view, like the bar, like Champions, I think it's called now. It used to be the Brett Favre Steakhouse, I think, over there. I don't think that thing anymore. But I was in Champions one time. I think it's called it's Champions is that bar, right? Like over on, yeah, Brett Favre Pass, whatever the street name they got. But I was in there one time with my wife. We're like having dinner. It was like a random night. And there's an MMA fight going on. Like MMA was like, you know, not a lot of people knew about it, but like it was starting to grow a lot. Like, or I didn't know about it. Like I'm not a big MMA guy. So like all these people are there and I'm like, wow, why are these, this place is packed. Like the TVs are all ready. And it's like, you could tell something about being on TV. I'm like, oh, baseball game, whatever. It's MMA. So me and my wife are sitting there drinking a few beers, having some, you know, food or whatever. And then all of a sudden this dude comes, you know, the fight starts and they just like start kicking each other in the head, like over and over again. And we're like, and then these guys are jumping around like, kill him. And they're like screaming. We're like, hey, let's just head her out. Like these, ended up being like the old people, like everyone, but no, but Champions, they have a great setup, like TVs and the whole thing. So like for MMA fight, people loved it. So I'm assuming for a pack, I don't watch Packer games at bars. Usually, like I'm kind of a home guy too, unless I'm at the game or like family's house or whatever. I like to not have to go that far to pee. I'm 41 years old. All right, when I gotta pee, I gotta pee. I don't get a lot of warning as much as I used to. So when I got to go to the bathroom, I got to go to. But yeah, like any of those bars around Lambeau Field, because people ask me all the time, where should I eat? Where should I drink? Like, you know, if I'm in town for a game, like Stadium View, the bar, Champions is a little further, you know, down the road. But there's so many jumping bars down by Lambeau Field. You can't go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You really can't. Anyways, let's get on to the next question. All right. I feel like I'm doing a commercial here for Stadium View. Y'all owe me a beer. Here we go from Dave. Says, if the worst case scenario comes true and Rodgers isn't our quarterback next year, do you see Love being the starter 2 and 3 years from now? Or will we move on from him after year one if we have 3 or more wins. 3 or 4 wins. All right. I did. Let me. How do you declare that? Yeah. So I'll let you answer that. I might have to bring that question back up. I ain't gonna lie. That was a lot of words. So, what do you think? Did you understand what I read?
Yeah. So I think basically from what we're hearing now, we're not getting back to how does Jordan Love look, that sort of thing. We're not hearing anything that it's like, oh my God, he's the next one. So if the worst case scenario happens and Rodgers is gone, I think if we win 3 or 4 games, I think that's a little low, but I think Blake Bortles is our quarterback. I think why rush Love? Why risk messing him up when you can get another year of seasoning? So I think they go to Bortles, and then the following season, 2022 is when the Love show starts for real. And I think they give him an honest chance. I mean, 3-4 seasons at least.
Yeah, I don't like. I get like the question is like worst case scenario. I fully believe that Rodgers will be back, and like a lot of people get mad when I say that. Like they're like, you don't know, like you don't know he won't. But but like I fully believe he will. But like if he wasn't, would Jordan Love be the starter this season? Like it really depends on like what they think of him, because I'm all for like, and this is way before this. I'm all for not ruining quarterbacks. Like RG3, I believe they ruined him because they just shoved him. Like they had no choice. So like everyone who talks about like don't get a quarterback till you need one. Like no, that's the opposite. Like if you get a quarterback who's not ready and you throw him in there, like the Bengals and like or like whatever, like and you have no offensive line and you just get destroyed, because like most players aren't Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning got demolished, killed his first season, threw more interceptions and touchdowns, ended up being the greatest, but he was kind of touted as that greatest thing, and no one was surprised he got thrown in there. Like he was ready. He just had I wouldn't say a bad season, but the team had a bad season. But and then obviously he fixed it. He ended up being one of the greats. But like, there's a lot of guys probably in the league who got ruined because he got thrown in there too soon.
For sure.
Like, I think Jordan Love sitting at least one more year is what their plan is, and like what their plan was when they drafted him. So yeah, I don't know about Blake Bortles though. I mean, no disrespect, but what about our guy Kurt?
Hey, that would be probably the most fun of all options, honestly.
I love that guy. I love him. Number 7. All right. Yeah. I love that. Like I follow him on Twitter. He just seems so like happy, like and like I if worst case scenario happened, I wouldn't mind giving him a shot. I want to see him in preseason.
Yeah,
I don't know. I love him because I follow him on social media. You see him and he's all happy. He's so grateful for the situation. He's got his family. He's got a newborn baby. He's having a good time. Like I don't know. I'll root for that guy even if it doesn't work out and he goes somewhere else. I will always root for number 7. Anyways, but yeah, that's my answer to that. I think that was probably real long. Oh, dude. Hey, do you have to go? We're at 43 minutes. Are you good on time?
Oh, we can go a little longer. We're good.
All right. Jason says, is the defense better this year versus last year? I'm picking some good questions here. All right. I am. Is the defense better? I absolutely say yes, and I'll explain that, but I want to hear your answer to this.
Yeah, I hope so. I think so. I think we were talking about the inside linebackers. I think they're going to be a lot better this year. Again, a whole nother year under their belts. The defensive backfield got faster. They got more skilled. We finally got another big body to play, a legitimate, young, athletic, big body to play next to Kenny Clark and help, stuff the run. So, yeah, heck yeah, they should be a lot better, I think.
I think let's just talk, because we talked earlier about Jair, possibly the young guy. If Kevin King can be like the number 3 guy, like halfway through the season, I imagine that's probably going to happen. But like Preston Smith came in looking lean. I don't mean credit. Yeah, and then Preston Smith's my guy, first of all. And I had a lot of people disrespecting Preston Smith in my comments and all this. I will not stand for this, people. I will block you. No, but I'm just kidding. But Preston Smith's my guy, and I think he's going to be ball all this year. If Zadarius Smith's going to do his thing, Preston Smith going to do his thing. Rashawn Gary popped up last year. Yeah. That pass rush could be scary. You got Kenny Clark. Excuse me, I got a mute button. I started to use this thing. I'm burping all over the place. But I think the defense is definitely going to be better. I think the pass rush is going to be better. Our corners are going to be better. Kevin King with another year. That's my thing is like with every player. It's like another year to get better. Like I'm better at my job than I was last year. Maybe not. But like, I mean, people who try get better at their job. I don't try that hard.
And this defense is young. The defense is young too. So it's not like they got a year older and being like, oh, they got older. No, they got a year more experience. But they're not an old defense.
That. Yeah, exactly. Who you got? Who is your favorite AFC team? See, I'm not like I don't have a second favorite team. People always people ask that a lot, and I don't fan shame. Like if you do, like whoever, if you have a second favorite team or if you have a third favorite, I don't even care because like I'm not here to like be the fan police. But like I don't have a second favorite team. But like in the AFC, like a team that I wouldn't mind seeing win. There's probably a couple, like the Browns, the Bills. But Bills fans kind of got cocky after like 1 year of like
they did. Yeah.
They got I like Bills fans, and I'm not gonna trash Bills fans right here. I respect them. They waited their turn. Like, you know, they stayed loyal. They did, but the Browns fans did too. Browns fans are always loyal. Bills fans are always loyal. Bills fans quite entertaining. Throw each other through tables, which I appreciate that. You know, you're sacrificing your body like players for my benefit. I watch the videos, I laugh, I have a good time.
True.
But like I'm gonna say Browns.
Yeah.
Because their fans are so loyal, and I like Baker Mayfield. I like that Colin Cowherd hated him, talked all the trash, and Baker Mayfield, I think, kind of trolled him for a little bit there when he was kind of shining or, you know, he was doing good. I'm not saying that Baker Mayfield is like whatever, Patrick Mahomes or anything, but he's fun to watch. I like Browns fans. I like Bills fans too. I actually invented Bills Mafia, but whatever. I'm not going to. I did. I was part of Bills Mafia. I used to have a Twitter account called Mufasa's Hair. Nick Barnett, his nickname was Mufasa. So I made a Twitter account called Mufasa's Hair. He was a Packer player then. And then he went to the Bills. I carried it there. And then people were talking to me on Bills fans were all talking to me, and Nick Barnett, he just got signed. So a lot of Bills fans followed me, and it got a pretty good following. And then someone said, what do you think about Bills Mafia? And tagged Nick Barnett, some other players, and me, and Mufasa's Hair.
Yeah.
So I said, I like this. And then Nick Barnett commented, retweeted it, or whatever. And then it became a thing. It's actually on their website. If you go to billsmafia.com, they'll mention Mufasa's Hair. And I swear on everything holy that was me.
Oh, my.
I didn't invent it, but I'm part of the story. So, I like Bills fans. I've always loved Bills fans. I do think they got a little cocky. I was talking to them a lot about MVP races, like when Aaron Rodgers was going in, and Bills fans come at me hard. But I respect it. I would do the same thing. They have a great quarterback over there. Their future is bright. Dude, talk your trash, Bills fans.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Talk all your trash. I would. I do. And I'm not even. Anyways, next question here. Packers record prediction for the year. What do you got? What is your Packers record? You remember there's 18 games now.
17.
Oh, yeah, 17 games. There's 18 weeks.
Yeah.
Let me say this because a lot of people don't realize. So there's 17 games. So that's one more game.
Yeah.
For the Vikings to lose.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I like that.
No, so what's your score prediction?
All right, so one more game for the Vikings to lose. 3 more interceptions for Kirk Cousins. I like that. I'm gonna go 12-5.
12-5.
12-5. Come on, we're a good team. We're gonna lose a couple of stinkers, and then we're gonna beat some teams people aren't expecting. 12-5 sounds good.
That bye is a little bit late too, isn't it? I think the bye week is a little bit.
I honestly don't even know off the top of my head.
Oh, come on, be better, dude.
You're on
a football podcast right now. I don't know what it is too.
Well, I didn't know I was with the inventor of Bill's Mafia. So.
No, I'm just one of the people that I co-signed it. No, but I think that's good. I mean, 4 5 losses because like Matt LaFleur's only got 6 losses in 2 seasons.
I know.
So like I don't know because I truly believe when Aaron Rodgers comes back and he's ready to go, everything's rolling. I think they're the best team in the NFC. Like I think they're one of the best teams in the NFL just coming out. Because dude, there's a question coming up here. I don't want to say that part because, but I just think they're gonna be really freaking good. I really do. I think the Packers will be so good next season. I think, dude, imagine that this story with Aaron Rodgers in June or May. You know, it's been going on for the whole offseason. But you know, June 1st, it's the same thing, dude. Aaron Rodgers, when he has like some crap going on, he balls out like Jordan Love last year. I could see him balling out just for that. But like, yo, all this drama, and he might be laughing at it. Like, it's all, no, I wouldn't say all because obviously there's a situation. But like, I could see him like all this talk all off season, him in Hawaii, all this, that Teller guy got punched in the face, whatever happened there. And then Aaron Rodgers just coming out, just lighting up. He's got a new young receiver. You don't got to worry about him more. Dude, Lazard, I think, is the most underappreciated guy ever. Like Lazard, no one even mentions him. They talk about Devonte Adams, MVS, dropping balls. And I don't mean no disrespect for MVS, but I'm just saying that's what they say. I love me some MVS. But Lazard, I feel like isn't even hardly talked about. Man. You know?
He's the best. He might be the best blocking wide receiver in the whole.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I saw a crazy stat about him. Anyways, let's move on to the next question because I want to get through the end of these. And I'm assuming that you have a life. But, okay, I already clicked that. I got to get a better system here. But here we go. When is HaHa coming back on shoe thing? Those were hilarious. I wanted to throw this question up here. Shout out to Lambo Proud 25. But, no, you've seen those, right? Like, I don't know if you followed me then. Me and HaHa Clan Dix used to make cleat phone like videos.
Yeah. Was he actually a willing participant or did you splice that video? Because I remember it.
No, the first one I spliced together off his.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but then he used to send me videos through like DM.
Okay.
Kind of like it was kind of like a real small clips.
Sure.
He'd like make that funny because he's the busy guy. He'd be at practice and stuff. But no, but I just posted that comment just because that was really fun, and maybe I'll make this a video. HaHa, let's make a cleat phone video. All right. No, HaHa is my guy. Those were fun, dude. Those were like the most fun videos ever made.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But anyway, shout out to HaHa Clan Dix. And we got this one. It's just OTAs, but thoughts on reports of the new defensive coordinator. This was a really good question. This is actually why I wanted to get through all these questions because usually I at least am at the bottom. But what are your thoughts on Joe Barry over there?
I love his energy. Like anytime like you get around a football field and you just like you get a real football guy, like I love it. Like that dude loves football. And he loves like just like he's gonna be encouraging those guys to be like talking crap and getting in people's faces. He's got energy. Love it.
I love it. I always thought that I would be a good football coach, like if I knew stuff about football, about coaching, because I feel like I could just be like, like I'm a good motivational speaker. I feel
that's half the battle.
Yeah, I got a fly in here, but no, I feel like I always wanted to make a video of like unwanted motivational speaker where I just motivate people in traffic with their windows rolled down. Like you can be anything you want to be, so I've always felt like, no, I joke, but I like his energy. Like I saw a few of his press conferences. Like I saw like a quote where he said, I told these guys to come in however fit, like they feel that they need. And just to do their job. So I think he's like kind of like a player's coach, but also you better come ready to play. You know what I mean? Like he's a football guy. I love I think it's a great choice. I don't know anything about him.
Right.
I tell people like I'll give my takes. I know nothing about this man, but I like how he talks on press conferences. So I think he's A-okay. You know what I mean? That's my level of knowledge on that. No, but I'm excited to see his defense. And I think he's got a good roster to work with. See what he can do. I heard he's good with linebackers, and that's whether that's true or not. I don't know if I heard that.
Sure, yeah, and that's part of the thing that a lot of people would call the weakness of the defense.
Yeah,
so,
that's what you want.
Fit. It's a good fit. Yeah.
Yeah, like when I'm with my wife and she's driving, like I'm a good driver. You want to have someone that's ready. She's not a good driver. She's horrible. But excuse me. We got one more question here, people, and then we're gonna let you go. All right, we got from Matthew _W 2006. Do you agree that Aaron Rodgers should have at least 4 or more Super Bowls in his career? See, I would have liked to have ended on a more positive question. But that is not the case in the situation. But I think it's a good question. And I want to get a wide variety of questions. You know, people, I can't just add the questions that I like. I have to add all. What are they saying? You know, because that is the one thing that irritates me is when people say Aaron Rodgers should have had more, Super Bowls. Well, the team should have had more. It's not just. I'm not dogging on this guy. That's a great question. I think it's everything everyone's talking about. Every Packer fan knows they should have had more than. First of all, they should have had more than one Super Bowl in Favre's career. They should have had more than one definitely more than one in Aaron Rodgers. Like the Seahawks game shouldn't. You could list. Maybe you could probably list for Favre too, but like everyone knows that Favre's gonna. You're in the playoffs. He's gonna throw some picks.
He's gonna put a couple up for grabs. That's for sure.
Yeah. So if they catch him. So, like a lot of the Favre playoff losses are on Favre.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that you can make a list for Rodgers like that's on Rodgers. Like so many games, like Rodgers. And I'm not saying he has no blame in any loss ever, because like you can look at last season and you can make a case that Rodgers, could have done better. But like there was every year it seems like whether it's the Seahawks, whether it's last year, you can make a list of things that could have went right.
Oh, yeah.
Rodgers might have won that game. But there's a big list. And like that doesn't irritate me. Rodgers should have had more Super Bowls. The Packers and Rodgers' time should have had more Super Bowls. But it seems like so much flaky stuff. And it's not always a defense. Brady threw 3 picks.
That's the thing.
Yeah. So like you had the situation, you had the opportunities. It didn't happen. It is not just on Rodgers. Aaron Jones fumbled the ball. Like guys who don't normally do those things did those things in that game.
Adams drops a touchdown.
Yeah, like there's just so many great players doing bad things. Mm-hmm. That could be a TV show.
Yeah, seriously.
Copyright that thing. ESPN's probably on it. Like we heard it. They're not listening. But yeah, so like, what are your thoughts on it? Like,
yeah, does he deserve more? At least opportunities, more trips to the Super Bowl? Yes. I mean, it's absolutely brutal. Like, you even think back to the 2011 season when they were 15-1. They should have won the Super Bowl that year.
Yeah.
I mean, they just should have. They were the best team in the league by far. 2014's, I think that's still the hardest one for me. I think and it's way harder than last year somehow. That one was just absolutely brutal.
There was 13 things. I think the list was 13 things that if they didn't happen, the Packers win that game.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how many there were last year, but I guarantee I would bet it's a double digit. It's just I don't know. It's brutal. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers deserves more, but like he's not without blame on at least one of them. There's so many. There's probably like 5.
Yeah, exactly.
The Packers, and I wouldn't say should have won a Super Bowl, but should have been in the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
When you go to the Super Bowl, like nobody knows. Like, dude, that week nobody knows. Your all-star tight end all of a sudden freezes because it's Super Bowl, or there's a lot of flaky things that happen to Super Bowl.
Sure. Yeah.
And but yeah, that at least 5 times I think that they should have been in that game.
Yeah, I'll settle for 3. I'm not greedy, but he should have played at least 3.
Oh,
you 5. I'll split the difference then. I'll bump mine up to 4 then. But it is absolutely insane.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, what do you do?
One of those things. It's. But again, we're only sad about it because they were so close. So it's like the curse of being relevant. We could be the freaking Lions or the Bears and never even come close. You know what I mean?
Dude, that is the thing. Like, I'm a happy ass Packer fan.
Yeah.
Dude, I want to say this before I cut out of this because I got some Tom Brady fans mad at me. All right, I commented on something. People are talking about Tom Brady taking less money. There was some Facebook post. I'm a troll on Facebook. I just comment on everything. Like ESPN and stuff. I do it. I get attention and people get mad at me. I don't know. I love being told I'm a piece of crap, but it's like a fetish. I don't know. But like it's funny because I actually like Tom Brady. Like right. I didn't like him in the NFC Championship game, even though he threw 3 picks. He was trying to help me out, but I don't sugarcoat it for him either. Like I'll say like people talk. Tom Brady went to Tampa Bay and won a Super Bowl, and he took a 7-9 team there. Like yeah, they had a great team besides a quarterback. He threw 3. The NFC Championship game. It's like, how are you going to tell me Tom Brady is his all greatness when he threw 3 picks in the NFC Championship game? He won that game because the Packers didn't take advantage and because his defense played really well. So, like, but I like Tom Brady, but I don't like Tom Brady like I like Aaron Rodgers. I'll make excuses for Rodgers. I'm not making excuses for Brady, but like I don't hate him. So all these Patriots / Bucks fans were all the same people, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
And they come at me. They're like, "Oh, why are you a hater?" Like, I actually like Tom Brady. I actually like him a lot. I love how he trolled Aaron Rodgers on social media. I love that.
Was good.
It's funny because they're friends. And when people realize that these players are friends,
yeah,
like they get so mad. Like for Aaron Rodgers, probably at home laughing, looking at it like, he got me on that one. But like, it's just, I don't know. To me, but like, did Brady cheat? Probably. Like I don't care though, because like I cheat at cribbage sometimes. Like if you play me in cribbage, I will cheat. Don't let me count, because I'll be like, I don't know how to count. I just slide it. Like if you get to go 5, I just go 5 seconds. No, but like no, I actually like Tom Brady. I don't like him now. Like he just beat my team in Super Bowl, but it's like or in a championship game. But like these guys are friends. Like. Yep. Aaron Rodgers is at home just punching the air at Tom Brady. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It's just not like that. Anyways.
Yep.
Anyways, PackersHistory.com, people. PackersHistory.com. What do you guys got going on over there?
We have we got one that we're cooking up. We're showing a little love to the linemen. So we're going throughout the 102 years of Packers, and we are ranking the top 30 offensive linemen. So that'll be out soon. And then we got a few others that we're kind of cooking up as well. But the next one's going to be about the big guys because I don't think they get enough credit. So,
dude, that's fascinating. That's outstanding. Everyone check out PackersHistory.com. But before I end this, I want to say that I was talking earlier about earlier like in the month or like last month about starting up a charity for helping people suffering from domestic violence, going through the thing and trying to help them out. That is still in play. I'm talking to the people. We're trying to get it situated, but I'm definitely going to have that going, and I want everyone to help out. I'm going to try to get a lot of influencers, a lot of podcasters in on the same thing, raise a boatload of money, not just from me, but like from everyone, and try to like really make a difference, make Packer fans, have the opportunity to help a great cause. So that will be coming soon. I don't want people to think I just forgot about it, but I appreciate everyone listening. Shout out to Quick Trip, sponsor of the show, and Daniel from PackersHistory.com joining me. I appreciate you joining me, Daniel. I meant to give you an applause at the beginning of the show, but I forgot, so you get one to end it out. But thank you everyone for tuning in. Check out PackersHistory.com and order yourself some Quick Trip. Right on the app. It'll be fresh, ready for you when you get there. I'm going to do that tomorrow. Macaroni and cheese, baby. I'm already hungry.